We're back. Norman Woodstock Spalding, broadcasting with Bare Bones, Skeleton Network, broadcasting studio. I keep looking down. I guess make sure my props are here. You know. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta quit doing that. I'd like to remind you and talk about something. I know you're all going on cruise ships. All this celebration of this asinine behavior across this planet. They celebrate going on a cruise. I notice the tourist industry is welcome in every land. So I like to be welcome in every land too. Yeah, my monitor is flashing around over here. This industry is enough to get to me. Well, I'd like to take you on a tour too. The echo of your information with planet Earth. I'd like to tour your mind with it. I think you outdate all of it. Your history does as a two-legged creature, and you have history before that. You've crawled out of the water, you've evolved and changed shape. You're a wonderful creature. You really walked a long mile. Wonderful. I have nothing but admiration for humanity myself. I couldn't live up to anything if I tried. Could I say enough lovely things about you? I doubt it. Could anybody? And that's the issue. What has to happen is that happening. Lovely things get said about here and this creature. Instead of the jading going on right now, and has gone on for about 3.5 million years, horsepucky. You start talking about what has to happen, and you do talk about what has to happen, and absolutely you bring that up all the time, what has to happen. And the project about that. And the dream. You start talking about Jesus' dream, his prayer. We've had long enough to do it, and I don't think it's ever been quoted. No one could quote Christ in his own time. So it's all a paraphrase, and that didn't even touch the tip of the iceberg of this man's dream and the project he was on, which he claimed Jonah had a better handle on the dream than he did. No sign of the sign of Jonah. He didn't use his own life as an example, even though he tried to live his life for example and did every well he could. I think Rome was the reason he did. Challenge of Rome, and he responded to the challenge of Rome. What else would a Jew do? When you're in Rome, you do as the Romans do. Well, a Jew's going to do that better than anybody, said Caesar. And I think they had great respect for him. He was their accomplishment. State of Judea. Very much Roman. Cut your hair and pay your bills. Big time. Dig the bones out of your closet and face them. Remember, there's so many thousand generations headed this way. Live your life a contribution for that. Huh? If you got to curse anything, curse your maker. Leave humanity alone. They're too dumb to know the difference. Amen. Something like that went to prayer. So, it's time to bring up here what has to happen and let the children overhear it. They have to man that ship. You can't keep leaving them in the absence of a conversation, the absence of honesty, and the absence of generosity here as some kind of tool to work with in employment, because it doesn't work, and it hasn't worked, and it hasn't worked for a long time before Abraham, he said. Abraham didn't live in the promised land as some kind of privileged character, and he didn't dominate it, and he didn't call it a state and his. That's not the way Abraham lived in the promised land. Lived as a guest. Let me remind you something. You're not here for your life isn't your gift. It doesn't belong to you, it belongs to your maker. Your life belongs to your maker, and you owe your maker a life it's enjoyable to witness. You're a gift to your maker, and your maker gave you to itself. Live that way. Contribute. Here. How's a lovely effect? That's what really gets the Almighty. Only obviously, misery and torment, obviously, the Almighty doesn't care, huh? I don't see the Lord caring. Humanity's got to care. If anybody's going to care, I went to the Lord and called the Lord every name in the book. The Lord said, I gave you. That said, why do you are so mad at me? I said, because you're above this. The Lord said, that's right. And I gave you every whit of that and the feelings to go with it. That's why you're mad at me, aren't you? I said, I don't have the ability. You have the ability for there. But what? In this cosmos of stars and planets, has the ability really to speak for its maker. What? And I find the philosophy of this planet doing a lot of speaking for the maker of this place. And they are quite incorrect and jading humanity along the way. Bah humbug. That ain't what my maker tells me. Tells me I'm priceless and got to live up. If there's any jading, you'll be jading the maker. Is the whole thing is you're an invention to handle the Lord's stupidity. That's all you are. And make some kind of sense out of stupidity in the cosmos of stars and planets and have a good time with it. You like that? Because that's what you are. And all you're ever going to find is your maker's stupidity. That's the best you're going to get. Now, are you having fun with it? Because you're built to have fun with it, to cause consistency with it, and have a great time. How you doing with that project? 'Cause that's the project. Like it? I find it a great position, a rudder on a ship. Humans are a rudder on a great ship. Built for fun. Are you doing that? Because that's what has to happen, and it's time to start spreading that story in each home, with each child, and understand that before you bring the child. And if you can't prepare the child for that, don't bring the child. Go out and find somebody else. You want to be around children, go find somebody else. There's so many people bringing children that don't have the brains of what I just said at all. Go give those kids a hand. They need to understand that. That's what they're looking for. That's normal human. You're a mammal. That's what you come contributing. Most of them don't have the brain to understand your contribution. Most homes talk down to their children long before they got here. They were talked down to too. Fix that. Hurry up. Bye-bye. Norman, out.